Looking for another upset of the kind we have seen over the first few days of qualification. This arena staged games at the 2011 European Championships, built just over 6 years ago, holding 6,200 for basketball and a few more for concerts. The officials tonight, there they are: Andris Alkarodjas of Latvia, Martin Horozov, I'll get this right one, Horozov of Bulgaria, and Arnis Ozols of Latvia. Also, I'll give you a name properly this time. Martin Horozov of Bulgaria. It's actually easier than three names to say, but there you go. That's your three officials. And these are the teams. Poland ranked 32 in the world. Lithuania ranked 6. And the big quarterfinalists on two recent occasions, 2012 and 2016. Runners-up twice at Eurobasket in recent years, 2013 and 2015. And the encouraging thing probably for their coach from the other night is they had 5 players who reached double figures. So they were spreading the love and spreading the points on Friday. And this is how Poland line up tonight. They're at full stretch and full strength. Mike Taylor is the man who will be guiding them through the next 40 minutes. The American coach, who has been in charge since 2014, was the coach of the Czech Republic before. Has got a great club pedigree in the US, Germany, and also in England. Poland going with Aaron Sell, Kulik, Zamoyski. Panitko was very impressive on Friday in their starting 5. As for Lithuania, which there is high expectation, crowd coming for a win, so they believe they'll love to see a sizable one as well, along the lines of what they managed to do on Friday night. Look at their starting capabilities. See their full lineup first. All listed, all fit, and a lot of depth in there as well. They've got a very strong starting 5, but then when they go to the bench, plenty of points could be reaped from that as well. So all about starting 5, but this is the men who'll take to the court first. Kere Zibutis, Aurelik Gazionis and Butkevicius will be the starting 5 for Lithuania.
Stagger double to one. Stagger through. 1, 4 pumps. Feed the post. Ball side split. Gaining. Uphill dribble handoff for Mateus. Make your play. 4 side, 5 sided transition. Echo, yell, organize, communicate. Let's go to work. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
So the words, first of all, of the man from Pennsylvania. 45-year-old Mike Taylor took over in 2014 from Dirk Baumann of Germany. And Denius Adomaitis, twice Coach of the Year with Lithuania, bronze medalist as a player in 2000, has been in charge of the team for just over a year now, 2016, and also doubles up as the coach of Neptunus Klaipėda in this very building. So there's every inch of the court, as indeed with quite a few of these players who play here, like Sabutis, for example. And Butkevicius, both on the starting 5. Good noise in here. I expect not totally full, but still they'll generate a lot of noise. And have the advantage the other night. Lithuania have the advantage tonight. How's it going to pan out? Team in green, as you might expect, are looking for a way to the hoop nice and early. There just isn't one. It's claimed by Panitka. And Poland will look to just change things around with maybe Kosarek. First foul of the game from Gerdzinus. Just getting a bit too tight on his Polish opponent. Poles looking to get an early basket, just put a little marker, calm those nerves of Lithuania. Kasarek to Ponitka. He's a really dangerous man. Nearly got a second bite of the cherry there. Lost it, nearly reclaimed it, nearly regained it, but couldn't quite. Kefius. There's Keres. It's right on the edge of the three-point circle. They didn't actually go for too many threes the other night, but there's one straight away. Excellent start from Gudžiūnas. And the opening score is a three-pointer for Lithuania. So they were a bit shy in the old outside shooting until the very latter stages of that big victory on Friday, but still changed their game plan up a bit here. Kulig acting as the screen, getting rejected though, and then fouling his man, fouling Orelik. Kulig with the early foul. It's a big rebounder the other night. It's a main rebounder, in fact, in that game they turned around to win by 10. Gudžiūnas, up it goes, around it comes, and back into white hands it comes with Kasarek. Going left of the court, just trying to drag a few green shirts with him. Here comes the first three-point play potentially for the Poles, but it's not going to work their way. Kept in play well, and it dribbles back in for the first two for Lukas Kasarek. Best player in the Polish league between 2012 and 2014. MVP for 3 seasons. Now at 33 years of age, probably his last shot at making the World Cup. So 3-2 early stages. That one three-point play. Will they look for another one? They try and go inside, but the Poles are reading that play pretty nicely. And here comes a good layup and two for Ponitka. I told you to watch out for this boy. 17 points and 7 rebounds in the game against Hungary, and scored 85% from the floor in that game. Good stats all the way around. Man, they've got to try and keep quiet if they can. Zamoyski gets the ball back for the Poles, who are rotating it nicely with Kanowski. Kasarek goes to the boards, looking for Kanowski to come for the shot. Not going to get the shot away, though. One of the great things that we kind of overlook with Lithuania is they have a population of around about 3 million, one of the smallest populations of the European teams. They do punch above their weight, top 6 in the world. Kasarek outside. Where's the rebound going? Well, it's palmed by Kanowski. Thought it'd taken a slight deflection off one of the Lithuanians, but not to be, according to the officials. So Poles have that 1-point lead. Gudžiūnas, the only scorer so far for the Lithuanians with that 3-point attempt. That's a nice easy layup and a nice simple straightforward two. I was like that all night. Gudžiūnas puts Lithuania back in front by a point, but it's very tight. It's been competitive and very, very keenly contested early on here. Kasarek will fall away jumper for 2, but doesn't drop. But a steal. Lithuania a bit sloppy at the moment, and that will be no foul and no 2. Coach thought it should have been. Mike Taylor not happy that wasn't given as a foul, but going baseline, that will be a foul. Subutis unable to get his way to the hoop because there was a big obstruction in the way. And the referee's not going to change his opinion. Well, it was lovely when Sell, in this case, Aaron Sell, goes to talk to the official, but how often do you see a call change? Very rarely. So Sabutis will go to the free throw line for 2. First free throws of the game. Yep, first one put away relatively comfortably. We're hitting, I think, 60% the other day. So roughly 2 out of 3. He'll try and get 2 out of 2 if he can. And does. So Sabutis gives Lithuania biggest lead of the game so far. 3 points. Panitka will log a lot of court time, I think, tonight, because he's so pivotal to the way that they play. That's a lovely hook shot from Karnowski. Brilliant hook shot. Big man in there, 6'11". Went to Gonzaga College in the US, just finished there early this year. That was Big Shem. Kosharek. Well, the Poles are really competing here. Kosharek's going to try and go all the way. There's a put it out for Zamoyski. Rebounding well at the moment of the Poles. That might well be, well, who's going to get it? It's like a bar of soap. And they kept it in play, but they've given it away. And in the end, good D by the home team. Didn't look like it was going to be for a little while there. Sabutis, 7-6. And that's a foul by Karnowski. Oh, a very key player for the Poles tonight. So that starting 5 matches up pretty well. Problem is when they get a bit deeper in the bench, they only have a lot of very, very talented players they can call on. Poland not quite with the depth. Put in by Gutierrez. Sabutis. Wait for the ball inside. And it rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls. Yeah, not putting those chances away. Whether it'll affect them down the stretch or not, I don't know, but early on you thought that was 2 in the pocket for Avrinovic, but not the case. 38 years of age now, and one of the big men on the court, 2 meters 10, 6'11". And be a good fist of this early on. Just that 1 point advantage for Lithuania. That'll be low scoring affair in the first 5. That will be foul on Lavrinovic. So it's 2 back-to-back fouls in very quick succession for Lavrinovic, who is cursing himself, cursing his coach, cursing the officials, but he'll have to go and sit it out for a while. So that's a couple of marks against his name very early on. They need him down the stretch. Kosharek will go on the drive. We'll just check. We'll wait for the ball maybe to come back through. Karnowski, another hook shot, not so successful this time. Sapakaitis for Lithuania, and a lovely little finger roll to finish things off from Jusekevičius. 9-6. Scoring a lot of points in the paint. There's a 3-pointer from a long way out from Kosharek. Game is tied at 9 points apiece. Kosharek goes to 5 points personal. Gaius gets fouled by Sokolovsky. It's a captivating game, this really is, because as you mentioned, world ranking wise, Lithuania should be a long way ahead of Poland, 6-32 in their relative merits, but not seeing that early stage of this game. So, Gaius on the free throw line for 2. This one misses. Takes his time resetting the brain, resetting the hands, not resetting the outcome. Stays the same. Sokolovsky gets the rebound and will go to work with Gielo. Zamoyski, nice work, nice work. Hang time for Karnowski. Such a dangerous man. Such a very difficult man to stop at 6'11", 24, he just turned 24. There's Big Shem. There's a 4-pointer rather than a 3-pointer, that was that far out. Karnowski comes up with the rebound, and Poland have a 2-point advantage. With the getting off for 6.5 gone. Oh, that was a blind pass, not a very good one from the Polish point of view. Finds its way to Juszkiewicz, but the rebound again, Karnowski. Rebound after rebound after rebound at the moment. Zamoyski. Nowhere to go. Half the shot clock gone. Here comes the 3-point attempt, which climbs, and then another foul. Karnowski's making himself so big and so difficult to mark, and the foul is drawn by Galius. No timeouts yet, but it wouldn't be a total surprise if Tanis Adamasis might want to have a word or two, because not quite keeping Karnowski quiet. They won't keep him quiet from here, because you imagine the big man will take advantage with the free throws. First one he does. It's in Spain with Andorra these days. And a couple will put it away. So Poland's biggest lead. Lithuania had 4. Now Poland have 4. And that's 2 free throws, find their way through the target. Vasilauskas gets fouled on the way through to the hoop. That will be a foul again on Sokolovsky. A couple for him now, so he'll step out the game for a while. Taylor was keeping fresh, because again, as I mentioned, not a great deal of depth, but Panitka back in. I think is probably the most dangerous customer, really, from a Polish point of view. Vasilauskas, playing in Turkey these days with Trabzonspor. Played at Uşak Sportif as well in Turkey before he moved there. 2 for Vasilauskas, and we're down to a 2-point ball game. Could be nip and tuck all the way through this one. Rusecki, getting a first look at him, the number 33 for Poland, so they are using the depth of their bench. Kaczynski. But ever present, it would seem, is Karnowski. Oh, getting the rebounds, but not this time. They got the first phase possession, but not the second. And Lithuania could slow things down on this shot clock. Maybe rushing things a little bit too much. Vasilauskas. That's a great pass, not a conversion though. Given away. Rusecki up for 3. No, gets fouled though, and that will mean shooting fouls. The foul on Vasilauskas. So it should be 2 from the line for that one. In comes Wojciechowski, who didn't play against Hungary. From Capo D'Orlando, that's where he's playing these days. Wasn't involved on Friday, but into the game tonight, the number 18. Rusecki from the free throw line, trying to keep up their 100% record, and he does with that one. Taylor very happy. So they get back up to that 4-point lead that they held before. Yes, they can. And Grosecki makes it 15-11. Good game, this. Really good game. Vasilauskas. Thought he was fouled. He thought it was fouled, but it didn't get the call. Vasilauskas to Benzius. That is sloppy by Lithuania. Quite a lot of their play has been like that in the first 8 minutes or so. Now they'll just try and run the press. Keep the man up high, trying to stop the quick escape, but they can't. Yellow. Here's Ponica. Ponika's going to go baseline. The idea was, I think, to get Lachinsky involved, but just bypass the number 15. So turnover for the home team, 7-4 on turnovers now. Let's get Schurz, up goes. Oh, it's well wide, and that hit the right-hand side of the ring from Gallius. Radar slightly off there for Lithuania. Poland know there's not long to go in this first quarter, so take your time on your 24 seconds, and that's exactly what they're trying to do, but they're finding themselves blocked off here. Lachinsky's got a lot of work to do. What a great hang time by Wojciechowski. Great hang time, look at this. Just guides it back in. And that's maybe what they were missing to a certain extent, certainly in that second quarter on Friday, but he's back in the action, and very much back in the action. We have the biggest lead of the game so far, 6 points for the Poles against Lithuania. He rather enjoyed that. Well, he's got to be happy, or at least partially contented with what he's seen so far, with a 6-point lead. Poland with the best advantage they've had in the game so far. 6 points for Kanowski, leading all scorers. Just 11 so far from Lithuania in 9 minutes of basketball. Scored 39 in the last quarter of the last game. Gallius looking strong, looking powerful, and looking penetrative, and just what they needed at that stage to find a way into the paint. That's where a lot of the points came from. That's fallen kindly for Yellow, but not falling into the hoop. And there'll be maybe 2 more possessions before the end of this quarter. Salauskas, good rotation. Up it goes for no points. 3-point attempts have been, apart from the early one, rather wayward. Lachinsky, now they can take a bit of time. There is a 3-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Grusecki will drive. Grusecki will lay it off. He'll have another go. Grusecki doesn't hit the target, and that will be the end of the first quarter. I think the hooter had gone. I think the referee was going to call a foul there, but the hooter had gone before the foul was called. So 17-13 at the end of 10 minutes play. Maite will have some words. Danius Adamatis will have some words as well. It's Poland who got the early advantage here. Remember, they trailed by 8 on Friday. Follow at FIBA. So, of course, the app. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. as we're watching a couple of the highlights, including that early three I was talking about from Gudžiūnas for Lithuania. Download the app, certainly worth doing to keep across all the games in the World Cup qualifiers, all the different regions. Go to the Apple App Store or to Google Play. Look out for This Is My House. I'll give you all the details on every single game between now and August 2019 when the World Cup takes place. 17-13 then the end of the first quarter in favour of the Poles. We have a little contingent here being drowned out, not surprisingly, by the Lithuanians, but there's a few who've made the journey. Chinsky for the Poles, double teamed for a while, then gets fouled. Jaceki, 14 seconds. Reset, of course, on the shot clock. A little behind the back pass. No look pass there from Lachinsky. Just a little bit too casual, I think, but no look behind the back passes, and keen the way to get away with it. But the shot clock's down to 6, so they'll need to create something pretty quickly here. Chinsky to Wojciechowski. Got a lot of movement behind him, but doesn't get the ball on target, unfortunately, from their point of view. Lithuania can respond at the other end. They have through Galias, and it's going to get an and one. Vidas Galias gets fouled by Wojciechowski, so that will potentially reduce the arrears to 1. Leading scorer with 4 at the moment, make that 5 for Lithuania. Kanowski with 6 for the Poles, leading scorer at the moment, but we're down a 1-point ball game. It's been a spread, there's been a 5-point lead for the Poles, with a 4-point lead for Lithuania, but doesn't really stretch it away yet. Lashinsky, good ball rotation, good ball movement by the Poles. They need some end product here because time is against them on the shot clock. That one's up, it's down, it's around, and the last touch comes off the pole. And scored that early 3. August Gudžiūnas back into the action. Lithuania with a chance maybe to get their noses back in front, but they've not been for a while. Poland have dominated on the scoreboard for a while. Here comes the three-point attempt, right through, no trouble whatsoever. All string from Benzius. 11 points and 6 rebounds on Friday in their win over Kosovo. Just giving him way too much time. Able to set his sights, and no difficulty, no trouble whatsoever from that range. No hand in the face till well after the ball had disappeared. Mike Taylor, what you got to say? Eight 8-0 run now for the home team. They did trail 17-11 and now lead 19-17. So last 8 points all scored by the home team, which is why Mike Taylor felt the need to have a chat. Harris has got 4 rebounds now. Contributed anything points-wise, but he's got the rebounds. 4 rebounds for Kanowski, for Poland, matching him in the early stages. Rusecki thinks about it, goes for it, rebound, foul under the hoop by the pole, so that rebound came out to Kanowski will mean nothing because was committed. Foul on the big man. Shakes his head. Second foul. They need him down the stretch. I'll leave him on for a bit because he's so influential in what he does in the game. Galios, and then another one from outside. That one doesn't drop this time. They're allowing Benzius way too much space, way too much time to pick cherries, really. Panitka hasn't had the influence quite in the game yet, but I'm sure he will at some point. Kosharek over the top. No, it was just asking too much of Big Shem. Idea was all right, but execution not quite so good yet. Just maybe a step behind. Yeah, it's frustrating at the moment because they had a good little groove going for a while and now seem to just lost that momentum. It's the turnover stats, but more importantly, of course, the last 8 points have gone to Lithuania, which has turned this game back in their favour. 19-17, that's off the foot, so a reset for the shot clock to 14. Bench for Poland the other night contributed 30 of their points of their 70. Lius, man in the corners, the one they're not picking up very often. They did all right there to make that block, but they won't stop. Sepukaitis getting 2 more, and that now means a run of 10 points without reply for the home team. They're defending very well, stopping Kanowski, really getting into a good position to lay up that shot. Had to do it from too far out in a very acute angle. Surprisingly, wasn't able to do it. That will be and one. Butkevicius with 2, and just feel if the wheels aren't coming off, somebody's loosened the wheel nuts a bit here. That is a 12-0 run for Lithuania. They did lead. By 6. Now they trail by 6. Trail by 7. They were 17-11 up, but they've not scored in a long, long time. So they haven't scored in the second quarter so far. Running rings around them at the moment are Lithuania, not allowing them to get close. Good D, very good D. Butkevicius, everything's rushed. Everything is rushed at the moment for the Poles. Sel gets it eventually. What's the referee going to say about this one? Just going to have a little chat about things. 24-17, 6:45 remaining in the second. And this game's really transformed the last few moments. Kosharek, they've got to get a decent shot away. They get a decent shot away, but can't get it to drop. And this is all Lithuania at the moment. And there's another 3-point attempt, finds its way through. And he's done it once already in the game, and he does it again in the game. Early 3 and a 3 in the second quarter for Gertzianus. What a complete transformation we've seen in this game from where it was to where it now is. Home team are rampant. They are putting 3s in from pretty much everywhere. Here's Mike Taylor again.
It's about our offense. We got to finish. Post move.
a sudden all those stats are very much in favor of Lithuania. Three-pointers are finding their target, finding their mark. I did say at one stage in the first quarter they weren't, but now short range, long range, pretty much everything from Lithuania is finding its target, and they have a 10-point advantage, biggest by some way in the game, and that's turned it away from a 17-11 deficit. So 16 unanswered points. Kind of what they did to a certain extent the other night against Kosovo. They just went into a absolutely another zone and scored points for fun. And just to mark your card again, Poland had a very bad second quarter, and they're having another bad second quarter tonight. The other night they only scored 8 points. They haven't scored any yet in the second quarter, and they are just letting Lithuania off the leash. Suddenly, it's 18 points unanswered. Kosharek trying to end that drought. He'll get foul given against the Lithuanian. I think the foul came before the shot, so I don't think he's going to go to the free throw line, but at the moment, team ranked 6th in the world is showing why they are one of the best teams, or the best European teams. They have just managed to transform this game almost in the blink of an eye. Sell for Poland, the Spanish-born player. Kosharek, going to go a long way around. Zamoyski going to drive and gets fouled. Won't get the two, though. Will get a chance to go to the free throw line and end this run. This run that is now 18 points without reply. So good at 17-11. Doesn't look anywhere near as good at 17-29, does it? Chance to change that. Well, at least they've got on the board. First time in this quarter. Stayed them over 4 minutes to get their first point. Very strange. It happened the same the other night. Exactly the same thing happened on Friday. They just put the pieces in the second, and they're kind of doing the same thing here, but they do get a couple, which might be the catalyst to lead the charge back, but they've got a lot to do. Free throws, though, have been good. All of them converted. So from the bonus line, they've actually done all right tonight, but it's the other areas that are not quite working. So they took that 5-point lead, remember. 6-point lead, wasn't it? 17-11. Now trying to just press a bit higher and try and stop the man, and that's going to be a chance to go to the free throw line for 3. So it doesn't get much better from their point of view. Another foul committed, and foul is on Zamoyski. Yunus has a chance to take Lithuania into the 30s, and does. Everyone a winner. 31-19 for Lithuania, making it look quite comfortable. We know Poland have got some very good players who were looking very good early on, but they've been stifled. So, where's he looking? Looking to Zamoyski to maybe do something here. Working his way through. He's going to have to go all the way now and loses control. And that has been the story. You can see the bench players all getting up, trying to encourage and saying, all right, put that one behind you, think about other things. But that, unfortunately, has been the story of the game from the early stages of the second quarter. And they're going to concede another foul. Kulig is the man who's going to get the foul given against him, Damian Kulig. Orlik comes into the game. Kulig protests his innocence, but that's another cross against his name. They're starting to rack up now those fouls. They've got a couple of their key players getting early fouls. Kavicius now takes him to 6 points. And that one, yeah. Even those ones which look like they're going to bounce out, bounce in. And the lead now is 14, 33-19. Poles need the same kind of run Lithuanians have just been on to try and get themselves back in this game. They are capable of doing it, though. Koszarek proved the other night against Hungary when they were 8 points adrift at half-time. Karnowski, there's a foul off the play, which is on the Lithuanians. It's on Vasilevskis. Shot got back to full. Got the ball in play quickly here. Sell. Karnowski had that little burst where he was looking absolutely impregnable. Sell. Just not dropping anything. 3-point range, 2-point range, nothing seems to be finding its target for the Poles. Look at the differential there. Field goals, 10 for 23, 23% for the Poles. Big difference between those two at the moment. Everything on layups like that from Bukovicius are finding their target. He goes to 9 points. 35-19, 16 points, the advantage, biggest it's been in the game. Poles can't hold on to it. Yet again, it's like the proverbial bar of soap, just, yeah, a lot of hangdog expressions. Karnowski amongst them, just going, well, actually things were going quite well in the first quarter, and they were. They were leading by 4. Fairly low scoring first quarter, but 17-13 and everything in their advantage. But since the resumption, Lithuania have just come back steaming. 22-2. That gives you an example. 2 points. That's all Poland have scored. And that's another cheap foul. That's a really cheap foul on Karnowski. He's going to have to come out now. Well, they're getting on Lavrinoff, but I think it's on Karnowski. It is, and that's 3. And he's not a happy man because he knows he's going to have to sit it out because they can't do without him for the latter stages. Meanwhile, free throw line territory, and Lithuania are human after all. Ooh, I wouldn't talk to him just now. I think he's steaming. He is steaming. Orlik gets 1 for 2. Takes the lead up to 17. So big, so quickly. Zamoyski. Laczynski looking for a way through. Yes, at last. Man just off the bench. Wojciechowski with the rebound and just hanging around, trying to get that 2. No foul there. Now they're calling fouls. The referee's not calling it at the moment. They're allowing him too much time. They're lucky to go away with that, but they do. Panitka waiting for have more of an advantage and more influence on the game. Koszarek, there's the foul. Foul called on Galius. 15 points now. Galius' second foul. Kavicius will sit down. Leading scorer for the Lithuanians with 9. 3 minutes to go in what has been an amazingly one-sided second quarter. 23-4 at the moment. Stays at 23-4, and those bounces again going for the Lithuanians. They're making them happen. Vasilevskis will try and find some room to open up for the 3. Go inside for the 2, into the paint for 2, dribbles in, dribbles out. Wojciechowski to Chinsky. It's going baseline. Again, the rebounds just slipped through the hands of the Poles. As Orlik sets himself up for potentially a three. Then it's stripped away from Lavrinovic, who's again not happy with what happened around him, but no call needed to be made. It slipped away from the Lithuanian number 12. And a bit of parity being restored now. The turnovers are level, 8 apiece. Poland just need a little run here because they are out of sorts. Yeah, 17-13 first quarter, 23-4 to the home side in the second. 4 points in 8 minutes for Poland. That's all. Chance to add a couple more here, though. There's one for Matius Panitka. Top scorer on Friday was 17. It's a senior debut 5 years ago for the Polish team against Montenegro in 2012. Ooh, no, that's their 100% record gone because in free throw line territory they've been perfect so far until that point. 14 points, the margin of lead for the home team, which could become 17. No, it's not going to be, but they're going to get the rebound again. They're getting rebounds they shouldn't really be getting. Jasikevičius. It slips out of the hands of Lavrinovic. There's only 1:35 remaining in the second. It really has been a strange game in that respect because it was so tight. 4-point lead for Lithuania, a 4-point lead for Poland, and then they got into that 6-point lead. But now you can see we've got up to 17 the lead. It's back to 14, getting maybe more manageable proportions for the Poles. Chinsky, Panitka. Chinsky again looking around. Where are the options? He's going to have to take it all himself. He's going to have to go the whole way. No, he's not. He's going to put it out to the man tight to the sideline there. And the foul is on Keris. So Lithuania calling a timeout. 14-point advantage. 1:08 to go in the second. Still in the comfort zone, but Danius Adomatis wants to have a word with his boys. I'm sure Mike Taylor has a few words to say as well. Well, encouraging them to get it down to 10 points by the break. 14 points it is at the moment. Just a little sloppy 5 minutes or so has really potentially cost them the game, though. They could go on a run themselves, as they proved in the first quarter, but their second quarter on Friday and tonight has been, sadly, not impressive. I was going to use the word abysmal, and now the free throws aren't going in either, which they were early on. Zamoyski. Still a bit to think about. These bonus points are needed. This is Aaron Sell with 1 for 2. So I've got it back to 13. Free throws, yeah, about the same now. They were completely 100% Poland till the last two free throw takers. Vasiliauskas, again, the setup man, might have to take things into his own hands here. Puts Gavicius up for two more from Keris. So two more, his first two of the game. Been rebounding for fun. Not scoring points until now. Chinsky. Wojciechowski's playing a very pivotal role here, trying to take a couple of players out of position so he can get the shot away, and does well, does very well. That was good work from the outset there by Wojciechowski, because he was just trying to make sure he took a couple of players with him and then gave himself space when he got the ball to bring it back to a 13-point ball game. It's not going to be double figures quite in terms of 10 points anyway. This might be another one. They're going to get the rebound. They need to get it up the court quickly. They've only got a couple of seconds. Here comes the shot. Is it going to find its way? Not too far away from Lachinsky. But strange old first half, to be absolutely honest. 25-8 in the second quarter for Lithuania after trailing 17-13 after the first. Yeah, there's some words to be had, not just with the officials, but between themselves, about just how they kind of went sloppy early stages of the second quarter, and allowed that to happen. All the stats now very much in Lithuania's favour. Rebounds, 2-pointers, 3-pointers, free throws about the same. More blocks for Lithuania. Turnovers about the same. Fouls actually just about the same as well. But yeah, first two quarters very, very different in their makeup. 17-13, Poles led. Had a 6-point advantage at one stage. But then all of a sudden, the tide very much turned Lithuania's way. And they went to Kurtziunas early on, got a three, set them on their way. And they did it again in the second quarter as well. They were picking up a lot of those second phase balls, were Poland, in the first 10 minutes. Good work by Panitka. Expecting him to try and replicate what he did the other night with 17 points. Quite a way short of that at the moment. The top scorer is Wojciechowski with 6. That shows how far short they are of where they were the other night. Kanowski has been frustrated. He got 3 fouls, so relatively early, but that's a lovely hook shot. Well, the highlight on the show reel of Poland so far was that hook shot from Kanowski. Basically, from the outset of the second quarter to half-time, Lithuania just took this game by the scruff of the neck. And the problem was, even though it's a good jam by Kanowski in the end, there were few and far between in the second phase. Gavicius leads for the home team with 9 points. Nobody's made double figures yet. I've seen a lot of Poland here, but to be absolutely honest, if I was doing a show reel, you wouldn't have seen a great deal of them in the second. I mean, obviously this is the half edit, so you'll see a lot of white shirts early on, and then very little of them late on. Good, strong play by Kalius to get to the hoop. The two in and around the paint, they've been strong, and outside, once they got the three-pointers working, they were going in with regularity. He's bullocks his way through, doesn't he? He really doesn't worry about the white shirts in the way. First quarter very much belonged to the men in white, but then massively so. Lithuania came back to take control. They were getting rebounds. And then they were shooting from outside and getting it. Benzius with his three. Gertziunas with his three. Suddenly that margin opened up to 17 points at one stage, back to 13 now, but it was 17 at one stage. So big job to be done by Mike Taylor's team in the second half. They've shown signs though. They can show what they showed in the first quarter. We'll have an excellent second half, but they did exactly this on Friday. That's a really weird thing, exactly what they did against Hungary the other night. They went to sleep in the second and only scored 8 points. Well, tonight they've only scored, well, guess what, 8 points. But of course, they came back very strongly on Friday to win by 10. The opposition is much stronger tonight, though, so that's not as likely. A lot of raised arms and fists from the Lithuanians. Some rather hang-dog expressions from the Poles as they find the ball stripped away from them time and time again, just not getting those rebounds either, getting stifled in the paint. Lithuania doing a very good job defensive-wise as well, and taking the chances like that when they arrive. Any more made from Kasharik, possibly. It's one that found its way through for three. But she'll be happy, and they will be happy, I'm sure, with what they've seen in this game. They probably never doubted their team would come right back with a vengeance. That's what they've done. Yeah, he's absolutely not happy. I think that's an understatement, quite frankly. Got 3 early fouls. And we're back at the Svitorio Arena in Klaipėda in Lithuania for Game 2 of the World Cup qualifiers involving the Lithuanians and the Polish. And that was a strange first half indeed. As always, it mirrored what Poland did in their encounter with Hungary on Friday. Got off to a good start, fell apart in the second. Well, if that pattern is to be repeated here, it means that we will see Poland come back very strongly and score 30 points in the fourth quarter. I don't quite see that happening against the Lithuanians. The Lithuanians scored 39 the other day. Well, they ran away against Kosovo, but no, they were level at half-time, 35 all, with Kosovo on Friday, and got stronger as the game went on. Poland beating Hungary by 70-60 on Friday, but they were 8 points adrift at the interval. Here, they are 13 points adrift, and we're 17. And we've already seen in the first 10 minutes they do have the manpower, they do have the quality to be competitive, and indeed lead Lithuania. They did by 5, but and then by 6. Let's see what Mike Taylor has to say in terms of his rallying call going into third quarter.
Right, we got our wrench, we got our 5 shell right now with cooling, 4 shell, okay, be ready, same game plan, the only difference is Mamba. Mamba is green in the middle, everybody else same game plan. First offense, 54-53, starter, 54, look for cooling, slipping, and then look for Aaron posting. If you don't have it, step up. When we call slice, it's gonna be slice 2, but look for the 4 slip. Foreman, yellow. Aaron, when we call slice 2, look to slip from the top. Hey, 5 stops, 5 buckets. Oh, good. 1, 2, 3.
Nobody in double figures yet. Bukavicius with 9. Wojciechowski for the Poles with 6. In terms of rebounds, Karas is leading that with 5. Kanowski with 4. And, just 1 assist. Well, not per side, but the columns that are given to us, Keres and Zamoyski, are the 2 being mentioned. So world number 6 up against world 32. That's the indication on the scoreboard as well at halftime, 38-25. Looking for a lively start here from the Poles. They've been told exactly what to do. Now, can they execute it? Kulig backing in. Nice turn, but no finish. Intercepted by Karas, who will get the ball once again. That's Jonas. Karas used 16 seconds of the shot clock, but they'll use it to great effect probably here. They do, with Orelik. Orelik with the 3 points to give them now a 16-point lead. Nice has been a 17, so they're getting in that kind of range again. Not the start Poland wanted. Sharek will have to go on the drive. Then they'll put it up for 2. Rebound will fall eventually by the hand of a Lithuanian to the Poles, who can recycle it again with Sel. Now the 3-point attempt is more than an attempt, it's a conversion by Kasharek. And they give him the 2. They gave him the 2. His foot was just on the line, so it's just the 2. But it opens their account for quarter 3. At the other end, Lithuania keen to add to their tally. Going to do it on this one. Find the man, Zamoyski, up it goes. Rebound falls to the Lithuanians, who look for the quick break, but there's the foul committed. Really much doubt about that, because the player will always complain. Zamoyski, 9 times with the champion team in Poland, so he knows what it's like to be successful. He'll be hoping to lead from the front on this one. 14 points to lead for the home team, who have all the support. And there's another foul. Cheap one by Aaron Sell. Two really quite cheap fouls he's given away in this game. You see his three-point attempts. Got 2 out of 3 against Hungary. Not really seen him from outside the arc tonight. It's Yunus. Find a way through. Not quite. Last touch came off the Lithuanian player. Not sure he's complaining about. Does he want the foul? Yeah, he does want the foul. I think does Sibutis. But, official not buying that one. Yeah, so that's where the foul was committed, but 3 officials all looking at it, none of whom saw it that way. So the Poles have it with Sharek. Can they look for somebody outside? Maybe Panitka to go on a drive. He'll be waiting for the ball to be recycled back around his side of the court. Kasharek. Down to 4 seconds. Need something pretty quick here, and they're not going to get anything away, are they? No, that was a bit of a waste of 24 seconds, quite frankly. I think the coach is going to bark out some instructions now, because that seemed like they didn't really have a game plan about how they wanted to get to the hoop. Looking up, going, it's 4 seconds, and not created anything at that stage. Noise still loud in this building. Lithuanians love their basketball. It's pretty much a national sport. Not bad at football, but I think basketball could easily be considered their national sport with what they've done over the years with the kind of population they have. So less than 3 million. 3 times Olympic bronze medalists. Quarterfinalists 2012, 2016. A lot of sporting infrastructure put behind basketball in this country. Some great teams. Fantastic match they had against game against the US in Sydney, where they came so close to a big upset against the Dream Team. Sharek, well, they've just run out of room again. It's a bit rabbit in the headlights sometimes. Zamoyski this time not able to keep it in play. A lot of points so far in this third quarter so far. Orenic, so he hit 1-3, moves inside to get into the paint for 2. Good ball rotation. Deserved a basket there, doesn't get one. Last touch coming off the Lithuanians. Orenic trying to kid the officials. It didn't come off him last, but it did. .25 at half-time, so you see only 5 points scored in nearly 4 minutes play here. Very low picking so far. Kasharek, and it comes to the 3-point attempt. Rebound will be for the Poles, who can get it back into dangerous territory with a Kasharek again. May have to go on the drive himself. Lovely pass inside. That'll be an and one for Damian Kulik. Best passage of play we've seen from the Poles in quite some time. Lovely bit of work by Damian Kulik, who Bandit now, formerly a Trabzon Spawn. That's what kind of gets team motivated, that kind of play. So it gets the coach off his feet. And best we've seen of the Poles since the first quarter, really. Now Kulik puts away the free throw. So now we're getting close towards getting into single-figure territory, is what Mike Taylor wanted just before the break. 11 points, the differential now. Free throws slightly going back in the direction of the Poles, but going to win it from elsewhere. Here comes the three-pointer, which comes up and goes down and doesn't go in. And the rebound for Damian Kulig, who's everywhere at the moment. Kosharek, Kulig. Have to come back around because there's not a lot of room to move through the centre. And that will be an offensive foul. Called on Mikhail Sokolovsky. Still haven't got a player in double figures yet, amazingly. Bukavicius with 9 and Kosharek with 7. Leading scorers on both teams. Gertunas. Nice pass to Orelik. Orelik is then fouled under the hoop. Zamoyski looks around and says, "Who, me, Gov?" I think it is you, Gov, yes. Well, there was actually 2 of them like 10 pins and could have been given. I think Zamoyski's got the call given against him, which will send Gediminas Orelik to the line. 12 points the other night, so starting to accumulate a few himself from outside and inside, and from free throw territory now as well. That takes him to 5. I was working at the computer actually really quick tonight, one step ahead of me. And that'll take Orelik to 6. Takes the score to 43-30. So West Poland was starting to threaten to get into single figures in terms of the arrears. Not quite there yet. Kosharek. Nice work. Having to do a lot by himself. Having to do it all by himself, pretty much. Where's the support? Here it is from Konowski. Doesn't drop. Doesn't get the rebound either that he was looking for. Out of position, and here's the quick response by the home team. And that's going to be a foul. Kosharek trying to get to the hoop. They've grazed his arm in the process, but is it Yuskavicius who gets the foul, number 7? Now Kosharek's on 9. And Kavicius is on 9, so Kosharek getting himself into better territory. Not this time he can't. Another free throw goes a begging. Good noise as the crowd think that their team needs a little bit of an uplift here. Perhaps they do. Good work. Excellent work by Benzius. 2 more for him. And Lithuania's lead extends to 13. They're not getting away. Foul behind the play on Gelius, is it? No, I think the foul's going to be given on Sepikaitis. 5:32, 13 points. Still not exploded this third quarter yet. Yellow looking for a way through. That will be foul on Lithuania. Shot clock reset to 14. Foul on Sepikaitis. Third foul for him. Get that ball in. Gonna get timed out. Konowski acts as the shield in a way. That's come off the leg, so that a reset of the 14. Yep. It's quite scrappy this third quarter, to be honest. 38-25. We've only seen 7 on one side and 7 on the other, so 14 points is all we've seen in the first 6 minutes. That's going to go off the pole, unfortunately, for Kuroseki. The Poles who went to American college, went to Texas Arlington College for a couple of years. So part of the Polish team at both of the last 2 Eurobaskets, the one they did rather well in 2015. That's Eunice. They'll come back around. The pattern of play is normal, but that's going to be a three-point attempt, which has just, I think, got a little bit of the Polish player. Now, can they finish off here? That's a, well, it's a foul, according to the official. I thought Butkavicius had got back and done some sterling work, but he did it too physically there. So Butkavicius will get the foul given against him, which means it will be shots for the Poles. Didn't get a piece of the ball. Well, he did, but he got the man. He got the man first, and then the ball. Second foul. Got 3 to give, so no real concerns there yet. Ellis will be back in just a moment after Sokolovsky. I think he's looking to break his duck. He hasn't scored any points yet. And doesn't now. Oh, he does. I thought it was going to bounce out. I think he did too. But magnetically attracted to the hoop and went back in. Just to reduce it to 11. There you go. That's the update for you. So 45-34 is where we stand. And Poland marginally having the better of this third quarter. Not a lot of points, but they've got more than the opposition. Galios. Now, good full court press here. More kind of a half court press, actually, for the Poles. And this is actually working very well because they've got the Lithuanians down to 4 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, that's a dagger to the heart. They've done all the hard work. They kept them at bay. And then Gerdziuna says, well, OK, I fancy another 3, actually. I've scored a couple already tonight. And I'm going to take my tally to 11. Thank you very much. Machinsky, 14 points now, the differential. It's quite harsh because they actually have been, I think, the better team in this third quarter. They don't really have enough to show for it. 13 points they trailed at the interval, 14 points they trail now. That's 22 of the third quarter. And Lithuania with a chance maybe to just extend that lead before we get the breather. They do. 2 more for Butkavicius. Tunis now leading all scorers on 11. And just one of those nights for Poland. Just when they're getting into a little bit of a groove, suddenly back-to-back baskets, a 3-pointer, then a 2-pointer, and then suddenly play switches, momentum switches, score certainly switches radically and drastically against them. There's timeout.
We got to grab loose balls. We got to make simple, strong plays, pass and catch, fundamental plays. You're trying to do the right things, but we got to make plays. Now listen, side pick and rolls are giving them problems. We run 54. We're going to run the horns, pop, 2. Yellow, Camille. Kuba, down, pop, swing, lift, count,
Lithuania looking to emulate, or maybe better, what they did at the World Cup in 2010 when they were bronze medalists. 4th 3 years ago, 2014. Sure, they're thinking along the lines of we're going to get there, see what we can do in China in 2019. Certainly ranked to make the quarterfinals on their world ranking at the moment. Now Poland have a chance to show what they can do latter stages of the third quarter here. Maczynski just doesn't have any options, doesn't have the options close by that he wants, has to make a few little steps towards him. They're running out of time on the shot clock again, but they're going to get the foul because Juskavicius, I think he's the man who's going to get the foul against him. Or is it Gallius? Yeah, Gallius it is. How was that, 3 now? Yeah, 3 for Gallius. Shots for Poland. Missing way too many. Early stages, they were pinpoint accurate, every single one, but it's all slightly ebbing away. The biggest lead of the game was 17. I thought we might be getting up to that kind of territory for Lithuania, but Poland have claimed it back to 15 for the time being. Good, this time it is a full court press with 3 players. And there's the foul. Maczynski. Because the accumulated team fouls, it's Giello who gets the first foul. Benzius enjoying themselves. Pat a cake, bakers, man, or the Lithuanian equivalent. Benzius. One more point will make it the joint biggest lead of the game so far. He puts his 2 away, and that takes him closer to double figures. 9 points now for Benzius. Always looking for a way through. There is no way through there. You're going to have to drive through the centre. And there's the foul on Benzius. To stand by. Let's see if the Poles again can convert. Giello's on the free throw line. That's better. Just thinking of the ones they missed. They scored all their free throws, so be in single Führer territory, but they're not. But 2 from 2, that's what you expect of your top players. Another of the American base players originally, University of Mississippi. He was in the NCAAs. Well, there's Thomas Giello, the Spanish-born player. Just inside, no, it was for 3. Just stepped inside, but doesn't convert, so 15 points the advantage. Poland looking to try and eke their way back into this. Wojciechowski just saw that ball heading over his head, which is quite a job to do with a man of that size. Last 22 now, can they, so last 58. Clock's on 16. Last minute of the third. Oh, the pass intended for Wojciechowski just didn't arrive at its destination, and at the other end, 2 planted through the hoop from Lavrinovic. 24-16 points in the paint. Lithuania have been on top in virtually every territory in this game. Now looking to back in, and then swivel and turn and shoot all in one motion. Jakub Wojciechowski. Start on the game against Hungary on Friday. We're back into the action here. And that will take him to 8 points on the night. Last offense should be for the men in green. Oh, yes. Like, picking cherries. And 17 points, equal to the lead they had earlier in the game. That's where we are now, and they won the third quarter as well, did Lithuania. 56-39. And, well, Poland are going to need something quite sensational. Before we get underway with the final 10 minutes, just a reminder, keep up to date with all the developments from the qualifying, all the different continents. The new app available to you, easy to use and easy for you to get the information you need. Customize it, download it for free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. Look out for This Is My House. That will give you all the directions, all the information and all the updated details you require on this game and all the others that are taking place. Should mention, by the way, there is another important game going on tonight. There's loads of them in terms of this group. It's the Hungary-Kosovo game, and it's 42-40 in the third in that one, so that's a nice tight game. There's not quite so much at the moment. Poland trying to make it so, but time is running out. 9.5 minutes. They need something akin to what they did on Friday against Hungary. Certainly not done yet, but they will be if they could putting them away like that from Benzius. Goes to 13. 2 more for him. And they're giving away mid-court. They cannot afford to do that. And there's another 2. He has been absolute mustard tonight. And yeah, time for a timeout very quickly. I often say you can read into stats whatever you want, but when every single stat is in the affirmative and in the positive column for a team, you know they're probably on top. And that's the case with Lithuania. 2 points, 3 points, free throws. Pretty much every single category of the game is being dominated by the men in green. They've started this fourth quarter like a train. Biggest lead of the game so far, 21 points for Lithuania. Poland will dig in, see if they can find a way back in. Still plenty of time. Up goes the three-point attempt. Not successful from Damian Kulik, though. Look at that, 43-26 on field goals. A big differential at the moment. Not even close, a bit closer on free throws, but that's really the only category that is. Starting to get a few buckets from outside as well, whereas early on wasn't happening for them. The hook shot doesn't work, and nearly an interception made there. Seki gets fouled on the way through the center of the court, and the foul is on Jasikevičius. In comes Zamoyski. So Poland have the ball back again with Kasharek. There's a long way around, having to go a long way around because there's 2 men in his line of vision. All-the-way jumper is not successful. Foul committed by Gallius, though. It's another one, so that's 4 for Navidas Gallius. The silver medalist at Eurobasket 2015. Stays playing in Spain with San Pablo Burgos. They're double-figure scorers the other night with 11. Sit it out for a bit now, though, because he's got 4 fouls. Bring him back in if they require him, but they may not. Poland doing well to keep possession of the ball and getting 3 from Sokolowski. It's more like it. Lithuania.
Pagrindinis dalykas dabar jie mėto daug tritaškių ir jie rizikuos tritaškiais. Taip, mums reikia dabar svarbiausia atsitarti reikia. 5 dėl kamuolių esat visą laiką. 5 žaidėjai dėl kamuolių. Taip, suloškit ragus žemyn. Taip, ragus žemyn. Čia, čia. Taip, aukštą. Taip, esat čia. Esat čia. Soko, C, Kuba, Lucas, Damien. Watch what happens. Actually, that's what. Yeah, just Soko. Go down and post up. See, keep your spacing. Flare and ball side flare here for Koshar and Kuba. No, no, no. You're posting up. We're getting you the ball. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, keep flaring.
Well, that'll make pulses race a bit of the Polish fans. Seeing that 3 from Sokolowski just before the timeout. What we could do with is that happening about 6-7 more times without reply. But again, we know they can do it. They showed it early in the game. They just haven't put it together long enough. Vasilauskis is the man who's going to go to the corner looking for the 3, but there's the turnover, and there's the 2 potentially, yes, set up by Kasharek, pushed away by Wojciechowski, and he goes up to, I think, double-figure score now. Just wait for that to be added up. It still says 8 on my screen, but I think it's 10 now. Just leading all the scorers with 13. Shark's got 9. Chelsea's still got 8 on my screen, so still waiting for a goal displayed again to double figures. Foul on Zamoyski. Benzius gets the free throw away for point number 14. Point number 15 if he can get this one, and does. 62-44. Free throws really turned around, 85-78 now, very much in favour of the home team. Poland were 100% early on. Lovely hook shot, nice work, Sokolowski. Well, he got the 3, now he's got the 2, really coming to life late in the game. (62-46). Drive on. Oh, there's a lot of white shirts on the way, making the shot rather difficult, and that was good. They boxed out very well there, did Poland, stopping anybody in the green shirt getting close enough to make an easy attempt on the basket. Kasharek, the shot clock gone, nice hang time, doesn't drop, but he will get eventually the rebound coming around to Kasharek again. Bounce pass to Zamoyski. They don't get the rebound this time. 6 minutes remaining. This game, Lithuania, Kosovo, 99-61. Well, going to be a score like that tonight, or anywhere near it, but still very comfortable at the moment, and that will be an and 1. Those 2 will count. The man who is the leading all scorers by quite some way, Benzius, will get the 2, and he'll get the 1 from the free throw line as well. That's Benzius. His debut for his country at Eurobasket last year. Really doing well at their qualification for the World Cup. The other day with 11 points. tonight. Here's another couple to add. Zamoyski to Wojciechowski. Benzius it is, gets the foul given against him. It's up to 13 points, personal now. Still waiting for Hall to get into double figures. Shouldn't be too long, so a few hovering around that number. Kulik. And here's the screen. Lovely work behind his back. Gusharik, have they got the finish to match it? They haven't, no, because that pass just going astray. Kulik was in the right position, just didn't arrive with him. And the Lithuanians had a 3-on-2 for a moment there. Rebound from Kulik. 6 rebounds the other night. Tonight he's got 5. Zamoyski runs out of room. 5:09 remaining. Poland done a very decent job in part, but Lithuania done a decent job for about 35 minutes. That's the difference. Little passage of play where Poland were in the ascendant, but it's not been long enough or consistent enough. And there's the fist bump to say thank you very much indeed. Get him in as Orlik. These are the kind of conversions we need. And that is just what they're getting when they need it to. .48-40 in the other game between Hungary and Kosovo. So Benzius on 13, Kavicius on 9 for the home team, and of those on the court at the moment. Wojciechowski on 8 and Gusharik on 9. This Paul to reach double figures can't be too far away. Look at that man in picture. Biggest lead of the game, 22 for Lithuania, and that really sums up Poland's night. Sums up Zamoyski's night. Anyway, I tell you, it's harder they have tried, and there is absolutely no question about the work ethic of this Polish team. The harder they've worked, it seems, the less is coming off for them. So that's what you don't want. Go off your feet when you're just about to set the play up. It's been good from outside. So happy about that option this time. Not quite, but he'll stay there in case it comes back. Here he is, possibly for his three-point attempt. He's going to go on the drive instead and then throws it away. Kept in play well by Kavicius. They can't keep possession, and here's the hang time. Gusharik is the first to go into double figures for the Poles. He'll go to 12. Trim that lead by 3. So we're going to have another talking time. Didn't happen there. It's going to happen just here. For the man who made his actual debut 10 years ago on the Polish team at Eurobasket 2007. top three, remember, from this four-team group will advance. So it's not all over. And of course, these two teams will meet again in June. And this game will be held in Poland. With the home court advantage, we'll hope to maybe get a little bit tighter next time around, because there are elements they can work on when they watch the what they do these days, the DVD of it or the video of it. It won't be video, will it? But when they look at this back on their laptops and on their computers, they'll think, there's elements there that we certainly can work over next time round. Need more of what we saw in the first quarter, but ×4. As Evaldas Keris adds to his tally. 1 or 2 for him. Sharek and Wojciechowski are on double figures. I thought Wojciechowski was in double figures, but it's only just been updated on my screen, so he's got 10. Sharek's got 12. That's a long-range punt for 3. It doesn't work. 21 points. Lithuania, they're not going to get up towards the 100 like they did the other day. Skavashus. Keris. Drive through now for Butkavicius. They enjoyed that. He enjoyed that. Butkavicius goes into double figures himself. So they had 5 in there the other night. They've got a couple in there tonight. Still a chance for more to join the party. Kasharek for the Poles, and he lost his footing. He did get fouled in the act, did Kulig. So he'll go to the line for a couple. Yeah, Tunis with 11, but Kavicius with 12. Leading scorer is Benzius with 18 now. So 3 into double figures for the home side. Joski, one of the 2 double figure scorers for the Poles. 1 for 2 for Kulig. Takes him to 4 on the night. So rebounds have been the most impressive thing from him. 6 of them. Wojciechowski also on 6. Orlik for the home team on 6 rebounds. They're going in from everywhere now, aren't they? Who fancies a chance? Who wants to take a go? Who wants to be there and have a jam? Keris is the man. Scored 20 points early in the game, but been racking a few up since. Sokolovsky likewise. Wojciechowski at his screen and trying to wrestle the ball away, but unsuccessfully. Eunice just directing where he wants everybody else to be. Skavicius on the ball for the Lithuanians, who will take their time on the shot clock, right down to 6 before he takes the shot. Collected though by Wojciechowski. Lachinsky. Oh yes. 2 more for Michael Sokolovsky. From nowhere, he's got up to what, 9 points now. Screaming themselves hoarse in this building tonight. The Lithuanian fans have barely given up. They're competing with Mike Taylor for who's going to have the highest voice by the end of the night. In, out, show you all about. Lachinsky for the Poles. So that is Kulig, who has a 3-point attempt, which doesn't do what he wanted to do. Falls back to Orlik. 23 points the margin now. They won by 38. So, points differential is going to look very good after this. It's back to Sokolovsky. One more from him, and he'll go into double figures. And on his back is Keris. As we enter the last minute of this game in Lithuania. Nice venue in Klaipėda. Good noise in this building too. It's staged big European games in the past. More words being exchanged between coach and Laczynski. First two put away. That's where they've been a bit errant as well tonight in free throw territory, but Sokolovsky gets into double figures. That makes 11 on the night for the Polish number 3. 14 in the first game, 11 in this. It was absolutely perfect from 2-point range the other night as well, and from free throws as well. So not really surprising he's done as well as he has from the bonus point range. Notice with the foul. All fairly academic now, but we want to get a few more. We get the other night 70, so not going to get close to the total against Hungary. Twist and turn, have it back, see what you can do with it this time. Damian Kulik gets fouled. It's fouled by Orlik. So he goes to the free throw line to match his points with his rebounds. 6 rebounds, 4 points he's on at the moment. He's been through the ringer a bit tonight. 3 points on screen, but the official stats say 4. So 20 points is the differential now as we enter the last passage of play. Shot clock disappeared because the game clock has taken over. Orlik. Go on, put it away for another one. Just one more. The crowd shout. The last possession will be. There's no time to have a last possession for the Poles. So that will round things off. And what was quite tight early on turns out to be a relatively comfortable win for Lithuania. 75-55. So it didn't look that way early stages where they trailed by 6. 17-11 down, and all of a sudden, what was it, a 20-point run they went on to turn this game around. Only 8 points scored by the Poles in quarter 2, and again, like against Hungary on Friday night, that was where the game started to turn, is they couldn't keep that momentum going. All those stats. But actually, apart from the rebounds, Poland could claim that at least. Better on the rebounds, but that's about the only category where they can say we were on top. And 2 from 2 for Lithuania, and 2 from 2 in fairly emphatic style. 91, 99, 61 on Friday against Kosovo, 75-55 tonight against Poland. So their star man after 11 points in the opening game, 18 from Emantas Benzius. And from Mombus Obradoro. And, well, altogether a very good team effort, really. A lot of double-figure scores once again, spreading the love, spreading the points, and acting the kind of team like we've expected. Every time you see Lithuania over the years, you think, what a really good team unit they are. They play so well together. 18 for Benzius, Kavicius 12, Benzius with 11. Top scorer for the away team was Sharp with 12. And that's how the table looks, with Hungary-Kosovo still ongoing. I'll give you some details from that in just a moment. Hungary, I think, have just got back in front. So quarter 4 we're in now. Yeah, they're up by 14 over Kosovo. in quarter four. A very tight game all the way through until now. Actually, first half was very tight. Kosovo leading at half-time by a point, but Hungary have come right back into it. And looks like they're going to get their first win. Kosovo will have 0-2. Well, certainly early stages of the game. Poland were more than a match for Lithuania. Very good plays. Sharku ended up being their top scorer. Was looking in top form. Both coaches quite animated. A lot more of Mike Taylor than we did. Here's opposite number, Danius Adamaitis. He's coach of the year, so a lot of respect for the 43-year-old. Well, that was nice. Yeah, I think the coordination slightly let him down at the end there. It was going so well too. A bit more work needed on that for the next game, boys, I think. Yeah, everybody getting a piece of the action pretty much. See a lot of Lavrinovic, two-time member of the All EuroLeague team. And, certainly for him, aiming towards what will be his last World Cup at the age of 38, you would think. The 40 by the time China comes around. I say in the old highlight reel, there will be some good things, a lot of good things actually for Lukas Kaczmarek, for example. So a few little things like Kanarski getting those 3 fouls quite early on kind of took a little bit of the wind out of their sails. But it's Lithuania who gets 2 from 2, Poland 1 from 2. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage of this game between Lithuania and Poland, and will of course be on the app.